if it wasn't so hot. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you again. Ah, that's why that was disorienting. My window is a little bit open because I prefer... Do I prefer to listen to cars? I'm sunburned. So the look that I had planned for today, which was going to be like a vampy, dark, grimy winter look, or autumn winter look, it's not going to fly. It's 1,000 degrees. It's not. It's like 26 degrees, but it's hot in my area. So I'm sunburned and I couldn't wear a proper shirt. I am wearing a shirt, but my chest is burned, my belly's burned, my back is burned. I'm burned. I burn. And instead, I'm going to do a look that it is warm and summery. I know I did a neutral warm look last week, but I'm gonna do a look that expresses how I feel. A couple things about this look. Ideally, you want this to be glowy. And sitting down to film this, I realized I don't have glowy materials because I've made a very distinct point in being matte all the time. So what I'm gonna do is my very best. Another thing about today's look, I'm not gonna do lashes. Now, normally for the summer, any kind of summer makeup, you don't wanna use too many powders and liquids aren't gonna help you. BB creams are fine, but you wanna go in with like a cream-based makeup, right? Because cream bases last longer. They withstand any kind of sweating and any kind of heat because they are oil-based. I almost said oil-based paints. Oil-based makeup, that's what it's there for. I have made it very clear that I don't like that look on my skin, so use your discretion. Those cars are less annoying than the aircon, so we're gonna just deal with it. But I settled, and when I say settled, like again, I was gonna do a whole different look. This look is gonna be what I would wear out, not to the beach, but out to like a dinner or dancing. I haven't yet because I've chosen the cooler days to go dancing because we're dancing, it's hot. Today I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This palette is one of my lesser used palettes. My coloring is cool toned. While I have this hair, I can get away with a bit of warm tone. So what I'm gonna do is get away with warm tone. I am gonna try and keep the eyes soft because I'm gonna have a red lip today. We're gonna do a red lip, no lashes, because while this look may be amplified with lashes, lashes in the summer are fucking hard. They are hard to deal with in the summer. You feel because you're sweating, you're wearing too much, it's heavy, it's not worth it. And the second reason is I don't have lashes. So that's why I chose to do a look like this where there's no eyeliner, because I wanted to bring out the lips. Today is a bold lip, summer, as bronze as we can look. I'm still going strong with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup because this is just good makeup for me. I've already done skincare, I've already done primer. My piercing is a little inflamed. I did go to the beach this weekend, which if you're interested in that, I have a vlog for that coming up eventually when I get through the stuff that I've got to do this week and next week. But yeah, I got a little sunburn, which is fine because even if it comes through the makeup, we're going to use bronzer, we're going to bring everything out. It's kind of bittersweet because, I don't know, man. I didn't go to the beach as often as I wanted to this summer. I was working. The difference between being here and being in Greece is that I was working here. So when I had people inviting me to go to the beach with them, it was always on a Saturday or Sunday, and I was working Saturday and Sunday. So I could never go. And on the days that I could go, like Tuesdays, everyone else was working. But on the bright side, here in Sydney, like in other parts of Australia, it's always hot. Like the northern half of Australia is always hot. But in Sydney, we start cooling down end of March, beginning of April. So there is still plenty of time to go to the beach. I have half a mind to not powder. Normally when I do a red lip, it's because I want to go ham on the, like, I do have to set because I have powdered. All right. So I have done myself a huge disservice by loving powders. Before I tell you my huge disservice to myself, for concealer, I've been using the NARS Soft Matte Cream Concealer. This isn't gonna move. So while my liquid, I'm looking at my concealer like it's a mirror. While my liquid foundation is liquid based, my concealer's not going anywhere. And because I want to bring out certain glows, we're going to highlight a lot of points. Yeah, my disservice to myself is that because I'm so gung-ho about wearing powdered products, like powdered blushes, powdered bronzers and all that stuff, I am limited to that stuff. And because of this, I don't actually have all the tools at my disposal. I can't show you how this look is going to look very lightweight, because I don't have lip tints, but I can show you roughly what it would look like as an inspiration idea, which is always fun, you know. Not everything's going to look like what you want it to look like. You can only really draw inspiration from these things. So at the moment, that's what I can provide to you, and I hope that it is useful. I assume that, like, and I don't know if this is a bad thing to assume, maybe you let me know. Does everyone today know how to do their makeup? Setting with my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Ultra Blur Setting Powder. I said that all mixed up, but you know. Yeah, in 2016, I was at college, and what I was learning at college for makeup, I was also learning on YouTube. People were learning how to do their makeup in around 2015, 2016. There weren't as many YouTube makeup artists before that. That's when they really kind of hit it off. And I was one of the people that benefited greatly from this, because I was able to learn my makeup through them and through my course. My course was teaching us, you know, editorial things, body painting, special effects, applications, how to be a makeup artist, like on the job. Whereas YouTube was teaching you what's trending, you know, what's in now, the new products that were being reviewed. Oh my god. Sunburn. Whatever. Because of this, I imagine everyone just knows how to do their base. Like, I imagine that everyone knows what works for them. Everyone knows what products to go after, what products suit them. You know, my sister is a very dewy skin favored person. She likes that stuff. She wears a lot of Rare Beauty, Milk Cosmetics, the cream contouring. I wouldn't use that because I am oily. I don't know how long that rant was for, but I assume that everyone by now knows how to do their makeup. That was the point that I was getting to. Like, you know what suits you, what works for you, what you like. Like, if I'm telling you that the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation is great, I mean it, but you might try it and think, what the hell is this? Because you might have dry skin and this is matte, right? So you'll try it out and be like, this is trash. That's why I'm not really showing the products that I use in my videos, because again, I assume you know what you're doing. If you don't, tell me, and then we can talk about things. I can review things that might be suited to your skin. Because at the moment, I'm either just using the same things that I have or looking at new things to buy because I want them and I don't have them. Now, because I'm sunburned, I'm gonna put a little more bronzer than usual, and I am gonna bring it up the cheekbone area. I'm gonna use blush as well, but I do wanna pack on that bronzer quite a bit now, because the only way to hide the sunburn is by pretending that it's deliberate. By making it deeper in the dip and buffing it around the cheekbone and up into the temples, up onto the forehead, and the optional step, which is under the chin. I feel like if you have more of a defined jawline, then, or like a different shaped face, like a square shape or heart shaped face, you don't really need to do this step. I do it because if I don't, my neck and my chin, they join down here and you can't tell. And I use the bronzer to make my chin look a little bit separated. Again, sorry that I keep looking to the left. That's where I see me, that's where you are. We're trialing and erroring. And I'm bringing like whatever residue I have on the brush from the bronzer, I'm bringing it down my neck because we sunburned. It's gonna look goofy anyway, but whatever. Nose contour, I'm gonna do the same as I always do it because I burned on my nose, but that's fine. We're going to mask it with a little extra highlight, which I never do. I mean, I do it, but nothing shimmery. We're going to use Ounce in the Urban Decay palette to highlight. I'll show you when we get there. But I am putting a little more bronzer on my nose than I do, like normally. And if you were wondering, that was the Benefit Hoola bronzer that I've fallen in love with since I was in Greece. So it does have warm undertones, but not too much where it would make your skin look orange. Hopefully. My skin looks orange and no one's telling me. For blush, I'm using the NARS Dolce Vita. I suppose it doesn't really matter how much you apply because you're sunburned. So if I'm sunburned, you're sunburned. You could do more blush. I know that, showing my age, the younger generation do like to put bronzer or blush over their nose. I don't particularly like that. I don't think it suits my face shape. I think it looks cute if you have a cute head. I do not. So I avoid it. But if that's what you do, do it, because if any look is gonna need that, this one is. Now, for this step, eyebrows, I used to use the Benefit Gimme Brow wands, and I miss them dearly. I loved those because they were so low maintenance. But now I'm using a pencil by NYX, I think. Micro Brow Pencil. I'll put all the details below because all of these names are like obnoxiously long and I don't know them. And this gel is also by Benefit. I think it's like a 24-hour... All the writing has disappeared off of it. 24-hour brow setter. And that's just to do what it says it's gonna do. Now, I'm going to start with Low Blow. I'm taking a fluffy brush. This one's by Zoeva, but I've had it for so long now that it doesn't have a name. My direction would be outer V. Buff out that outer V for everyone with hooded eyes. We're going to take this color, we're going to start it in the outer V, but we're going to make sure that you see it above the outer V. Essentially where the brow bone is, and that's where we're going to bring it out. You don't have to be precise. This is a smoky or a smoked out look. It's not a smoky eye, but it's a smoked out look, so there's going to be no harsh lines here. Do not worry if it's not straight. That's not what we're going for. And I've just gone in and layered it because it's something I really love about this palette in particular. You can layer the shadows. It's not all pigment. So this is one of the ones, unlike the Naked original palette and the Naked 2, I find, this one, packing on color is important. So it's not so pigmented, but it is very blendable. And I'm going to bring that around, trying to make a phantom point out here, which we are going to join under the eye. I'm going to use the brush that I usually use to blend on my outer V. It is more dense than the one that I just used. I'm going to use the color, I still don't know how to pronounce this, Cayenne. It's like a little chili, and putting that in the crease and blending it into the crease. Now, I'm using a fluffy brush here because, sorry, I keep picking my desk. I'm using a fluffy brush here because, again, I don't care about lines. I'm trying to make this blendy and smoky. I'm keeping the lighter color, Low Blow, more on the outside, and I am keeping this closer to the crease, but don't stress if it goes a little further out than you wanted, because we can always go back in later, add more Low Blow, buff things out. Alright, with whatever residue is on that brush after you've applied it where you've wanted to apply it and blurred it out where you wish to blur it out, I use whatever excess is there to create that nicer blend between Low Blow and this color on that brow bone. Again, avoiding any harsh lines. I am going to take the fluffy brush from before, Low Blow, again, very lightly, dusting off any excess product, and going over that and blending it out to the point that you blended it out to before to bring everything together. Under the eye now, which I'm going to do before I do the inner part of it. Start with that Cayenne color. I don't know how to pronounce it. I should look it up. I've used this color quite a bit on this channel. Connecting it to that phantom V that you've already created. And bringing it close to the tear duct, not on the tear duct, but close enough. Now, I like the extreme eye bag blend. I think that it's cute. I have quite small eyes, in my opinion, in comparison to the rest of my features. So for me, it looks like the eye is bigger when I do that. When I skip it, it looks like my eye is definitely smaller, like it cuts off higher, because it does. But makeup is fun. And join that with whatever residue product, creating that phantom wing. Blend it out as you wish, and repeat on the other side. Now, after that color, I'm gonna take Enfuego. So Enfuego is probably my favorite color in this palette. I'm taking that with the same pencil brush, and I'm gonna focus this one in this corner. I'm gonna focus it here, dabbing it on, and dabbing it to blend. No swipey motions, no circly motions here. And I'm doing this because I want it very dense, just in that outer V, just in that little nook. And because of that, I'm taking it just underneath in that small area here. So it's not going far at all. And again, with any excess, just dabbing it to blend it out. I'm thinking of taking the color chaser first, which is this color here. Because if I take Ounce and put it all over the majority of my lid, that brightens up the eyes too much. And it's not going to be what I'm going for this look. I'm dusting off that brush that we used before because the colors that we're using all blend together. So taking that same brush from before, dust it off. I'm taking that color chaser and I'm going to blot it onto the main part of the lid. I want everything to blend, but I don't want it to be the lightest part of the eye. And I am building up the color here. I'm just doing it gently. So I don't want to have any, if I swipe it, it'll leave swipe residue, you know? And yes, I am mixing the other colors in because I want the blend to be nice. I don't want it to be a cut crease. I don't want it to be a semi-cut crease. I don't want it to be a halo eye. So after the initial application, I guess, what I'm doing, from the outer corner, I do circling motions inwards, and from the crease, I do swiping motions downward. And I guess you can take it to harmonize and to not have such a harsh, what's it called, contrast between the shadows and your face if you're as pale as I am, and swipe it underneath the eye to make it softer. I swear it's these colors in these palettes, the subtle ones, that are the most valuable. And with my pencil brush that I highlight with my matte colors usually, I am taking Ounce and I am doing some highlights. A touch on the inner corner, just a touch, a touch underneath, a touch under the eyebrow, which for me, with the semi-hooded eye, I don't put it up here because if I put it up here, you'll see more of that than you will the rest of the eye look. So I put it in the middle near the front because it makes the eye look like it has more room. Now, for a nose highlight. It's the same as my other highlights, but shimmery, which I guess it's not a bad look, right? Glossy looks are not bad. I'm just against them because I'm oily. I'm actually going to use my finger here to apply it to the Cupid's bow as well. I'm taking Ounce again on my finger and I am going to create a highlight because it's time. And I'm not going to lie to you, I always feel very pretty with a highlight. I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Aqua Resist color pencil. I'm just going to apply it on the inner waterline from that outer V, tapering it inward, stopping about halfway, but it is still tapered, so it's not like a harsh line. And I'm doing it on the bottom as well. It's a very subtle difference, but it helps with the mascara. It helps bring out that waterline a little bit, but not so much that it takes from the look that we're going for. This is where brown mascara would be beautiful, I think. And this mascara, the black one, might be a bit too harsh, but that's all I have right now, so that's what we're going with. The Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. Okay, I added a double coat of mascara because I got carried away. I'm going to take the color Plum. Whoa, okay, the color Plum's lid. I'm gonna take the color Plum. I'm torn because I want to use the lipsticks because I'm used to using deep reds. Deep reds. But I think if I line this properly, I can use my bright red liquid lip. So I have this lip, it's a sample size Steeler, but because it's red, it's not finished. Now, ages ago, I did a lip contouring video. I've changed it up since then a little bit, but I don't think I'm following that at all today. We'll see. If you're interested in seeing that, I'll put it in the cards. All right, let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'll look a fool. Using the Stila, what's this called actually? Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the color Beso. I hope I pronounced that right and not stupidly. Look how bright this red is. I'm doing the center first because once it gets mixed in with the lip liner, it's possibly over. I know it's a trend to overline the Cupid's bow, but I don't know. I like my Cupid's bow. I've made this one round and this one pointy. We'll fix it. Okay, so I completely covered the liner. The point of the liner was to deepen like an ombre, not to show the liner. Am I regretting it? No. But I'm not, hang on, because I did ruin the Cupid's bow. I was in the middle of telling you how I liked my Cupid's bow and then it defied me. Basically what I was saying. I like the fact that my Cupid's bow is an actual bow. Do I wish my lips were fuller? Yeah, but when I try to overline my Cupid's bow, it looks like I cannot apply lip liner. Because it's so defined, trying to soften my top lip, it looks like I slipped. So yeah, while I do love those fuller lips, softer, plumper looking lips, when I try to do it, it does look like I've just missed. And I didn't see my lip line and I didn't line it properly. When I do overline it, I have to overline it according to the shape of what it is. If you have lips where you can get away with doing that, how does it feel? I have very harsh features, and when I try to soften them out, it doesn't work in my favor. I think the beauty of makeup is that we learn how to use our features well. Where I have sharp features, like on my cheekbones, it works for me better to accent that than it does to make that look rounder. I'll get more into that when I do my contouring video for diamond face shapes. But this is it. This is the look for today. Heels, so my makeup doesn't look stupid. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that your summer has been beautiful. Have a lovely, beautiful rest of your week. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope I was able to teach you something, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.